second gear, pull, third gear. With the Stradman. And we're in the Aventador.
I feel like I'm gonna go to jail in this car though, because the Toronto police.
If I'm wrong about this, Roy,
If you're wrong.
come at me.
Guys, it's been a while since I filmed a video. It's December, you know, in Canada, not much to film car-wise, but today we gotta take Jason's GT4 to drop off to get shipped off to California. But this GT4 is kind of different from mine. One, it has carbon ceramic brakes, different color, but this car has the loudest exhaust you'll ever hear in a GT4 in your life. It's a full straight pipe IPE exhaust. So let's start it up. We're gonna drive it today probably for about an hour and a half, so let's go. Okay, let's go in. He has this homemade inserts on the seats. And instead of carbon in the middle, he's got all paint. But the real party piece of this car is the startup. So you got to hear this IP exhaust. Ready? Okay, so let's try this out. Second gear, pull, third gear. This thing sounds so good. Like, it's the same car that I have, but the noise makes a difference. The noise really makes a difference. But the one thing I'm happy about that I do notice, because, you know, normally the only GT4 I drive is my own. But this one, I wouldn't say slow mileage, but it's a lot lower than mine. This one is just under 20,000 kilometers. I'm just under 60,000, but the car feels exactly the same. These cars are meant to be driven hard. They're meant to put kilometers on them and drive them and enjoy them, and they're not going to get worse over time. They're built for you to enjoy them. They're built for everything like that. So you never have to worry about having a car that just feels old and beat up, because they feel the same as they were new, even 60,000 kilometers later. Now, I know I haven't filmed in a while, and in the winter really nothing pops up, but I'm telling you guys, this weekend is going to be crazy with a lot of people are honking. A special guest coming from the US to visit Toronto, and I would say a pretty bad time to visit Toronto. December is not ideal, but I'm sure we're going to have fun because of this. And then we're going next week to Connecticut for a cool car event, but there's going to be a lot of stuff, you know, in the next week or so to stick around for. And then January has some stuff, but, you know, winter's a little slow, but, you know, stick around. There's going to be some. So now we're getting on the highway in the IB straight pipe GT4. There's a Tesla in front of us, so we got to make up for all the noise the Tesla is not making. So give me a second. Yeah, I think that made up for it. But unfortunately we have no room to pull. So it's Sunday and it's the beginning of a very fun day. We're going to meet up with the Stradman in about 20 minutes, but for that, he's a big Lambo guy, so we need to bring out a Lambo. So today we're going to be driving the Aventador S, at least for the next little while. But yeah, let's go meet up with him. I see something green coming up with a roof box and some lights on the front. I think we all know who this is. Still going slowly over speed bumps, even though it's an off-road Huracan, but here he is. James, the Stradman, has arrived in Toronto in the green Huracan Sterrato, and we got the Lambo convoy with the Aventador. So the lineup got a little bit bigger. We got the Aventador S, the Sterrato, and Jason just came by with the GT2RS. Now we're going to go drive around downtown a little bit, look for a cool photo spot for the Huracan, you know, to show it's in Toronto, but very, very good lineup. Convoy with the Stradman and the Lambos and the GT2RS in downtown Toronto. Oh, there's a tunnel. That had to be done. We are in two Lambos with the Stradman and his Sterrato, the proper Toronto car, kind of for the winter in December. You know, it's an off-road Lambo, and we're here in something that's probably not great for December, but this is the Aventador. And here he is, James in the Lambo.
Doesn't sound bad, right?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Not bad.
How do you like Toronto roads with that?
I love it. I feel like I'm gonna go to jail in this car though, because the Toronto police.
Well, if they go after you, you can just kind of go off road with this, so you're fine.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Just off the curb and you're good.
I'm gone. Just jumping over the curb, disappear.
And we're in the Aventador. Now, weirdly, the two Canadians have cars cars that should not be driven in the winter, but the American from warm temperature brought an off-road car that should be here in December. I guess we're just not prepared. But here they come. Here they come. So when in Toronto, you gotta take a picture with the CN Tower, otherwise you're not really here. So that's exactly what's being done right now.
You're not in Toronto if you haven't taken a photo of the CN Tower, right?
It's
the
true.
tallest tower in North America.
North America.
As long as not, well, no, there's the radio tower in North Dakota.
Is that
but
taller?
That's like a different kind of tower. There's like all these different restrictions.
But that's taller than that?
I think so, but that's like different because that's like
you
that's
can
like
go
a
in
tower.
it. Yeah.
That's a radio tower, and then the tallest building is in New York City. That's my understanding. That's if I'm wrong about this, Roy.
If you're wrong,
come at me.
Come after him if he's wrong. Search it up. The lineup is real with the CN Tower again. You know, Toronto in the winter, it's not normal, but you can see the Huracan, you can see the GT2, and we gotta rip the Aventador today because it just seems right. And the banana out the window of the banana car. Oh, this flash, this flash, this flash. It is crazy that this is a Huracan. Like, it's a supercar, but it's raised up, lights, plastic, like all here for the protectors. Like, even comes with off-road tires, but it's a Huracan. Like, who would have thought Lamborghini, the company that makes the Aventadors, like a car like this will make an off-road car? This is crazy. And now the Stradman's got the legitimate Toronto experience, just sitting in traffic on Lakeshore. So we quickly met up with Matthew with Aston Martin, and there just happened to be a first-gen Mercy right here. Super cool in this red. You know, just kind of fits when the Stradman's around. The Lambos just happen to come out, but let's see. This thing's supposedly really, really loud. So unexpectedly, we bumped into a 6x6 Brabus, and yeah, definitely didn't expect it. Downtown Toronto, yeah, man, we got the Aventador right there, but that's always a good surprise. And just like that, we're in Connecticut suddenly, but Zonda Monza behind us with a Huayra BC. But tonight we're gonna see some cars out in the wild. So don't get deterred about the fact that we're in a showroom, but tonight we should see some cool stuff. I don't really know what's coming, but we gotta find out. For now, the Zonda Monza with a bow on the hood. So cool. This is like the factory race car pretty much. Like all the crazy aero that you don't see in any other Zonda. And then we've seen this on the channel a bunch of times. This blue Huayra BC with the blue interior as well. But yeah, weirdly, we've seen this I think quite a bit on the channel. So after seeing Pagani's right there, it's kind of less special to see a Carrera GT, but still somewhat special. I mean, what a great car. Silver on black. But next to it is the most rare car here. Ready for this? It's a Zonda Cinque, I guess, a roadster technically. Okay, so every year in December on Greenwich Ave, there is kind of a secret car meet. And last year we were lucky enough to kind of be in town while it happened. This year we knew ahead of time, and we're here. And the cars I'm looking at are pretty crazy, especially for a cold December day. Let's start looking through them. More cars will show up. Technically, the show only starts in like 15 minutes, so it'll be pretty good. Yeah, so let's start here. There's a ton of cars that are going to show up, but let's start with this yellow SVJ Coupe. Honestly, we do see a lot of these in Toronto, but pretty good start for a December meet. Then we have the Jason spec, the YYZ Curator spec, black olive GT3 992, and two Christmas cars. Then here we got what might be my favorite car that's here so far. Again, technically the event hasn't even started yet. It starts at 9, it's like 8:50. But we have this white Diablo SV. I think it's balloon white. I've never seen even a picture of this car, yet alone a white Diablo SV, and it's got the black and white seats. Obviously SV has a roof scoop, the cool wheels. Didn't expect to see this. As soon as I drove by, I saw the back end of the Diablo and I freaked out. But next to that, we've got a McLaren 765 with the sick black and orange interior. This one is a coupe. Then a Huracan Sterrato. We just spent Sunday with the Stradman with his Sterrato. Now this one is so nice in this dark blue. And next to that is competitor from Porsche, the car. Pretty cool off-road combo right here for the winter. What is that? Is that R33 GTR in Bayside blue? And another 765 LT. This one is a Spider. Now, if you see the Comp A in the back, don't worry, we're gonna get to that. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna go back down. Now, peak 2000 eras for supercars, you got a Gallardo Spider and a 430 Spider, but coolest thing about this one is if you look at the inside, get ready, it is a gated manual Spider. Honestly, what a perfect combination. I would love one of these cars one day. This Ferrari F12 looks so good. Dark blue with the tan interior with dark blue accents, but the F12 kind of seemed to disappear. Everybody started driving the A12s, but in my opinion, I think the F12 actually looks a little bit better. I want to say it's a little slower, but 730 horsepower is not slow whatsoever. So, you know, this is cool. You get a Spider with the GTS, but I love the F12s. And we got something really cool coming over there. It's an 05 and 06 Ford GT white with the blue stripes. Here he is. I believe he was here last year at the meet too. And I actually think he's got a new Ford GT as well. And here we have an open headlight NSX. These are probably the most valuable of the NSXs other than like Type Rs and stuff. But a lot of people like the pop-ups. I'm personally a huge fan of open headlights on almost any car that there is a pop-up and open headlight version. The open headlights usually tend to be a little bit more expensive, more rare, and just age better. And here's kind of the Miami Vice spec Testarossa in white. This car was also here last year from what I remember. I think there's actually two of them here last year. Next to that is a Ferrari 348. Here we have two very rare cars. Heritage Edition 06 Ford GT with the Heritage orange and blue livery, and next to that is this 993 Carrera RS. This one has a smaller wing, kind of the whale tail, but still looks incredible and super rare if you know what you're looking at. This must be an absolute blast to drive. The Lancia Delta Integrale with a Martini Racing livery, like the rally machine for this. Like, crazy that people still drive them. They're holding up fine because actually you do see quite a lot of them in car events. Ooh, matte black STO.
It has a mustache on it.
And then next to that is an E92 M3 and a 997 turbo cab. 360 Chance Dali. Plate is CS, that's pretty cool. Let's see said mustache on the STO. Here it is. What do you think of the mustache?
I like it. It's very fancy, very French.
And a casual 48. Even though this is just a Golf GTI, it's Ethan's Golf GTI, and we gotta fill in the plate. Zonda 760, you gotta give that respect. And another Christmas car, this one is a Land Rover, maybe more appropriate for December weather, even though it's completely open, but it's got all the lights and a tree in the back. E34 BMW M5, honestly, you never see these just out and about. G-Wagon cab, not the normal one you typically see. This one's a lot longer. AMG GTR, and a 718 Spider. We got here a duo of supercars. We got a 48 and a 720S, kind of competitors next to each other. This one looks black, but it's actually dark blue. But if you see right here, A12 Comp A, we got to go take a closer look at that because I've never seen one before. A12 Comp A, I've never seen one before. I've seen a lot of comps. Honestly, I don't get too excited about them anymore, but when I realized it's an A, I kind of freaked out. This thing looks incredible. The roofline is so much lower. The windows kind of dip down. What a cool interior. Open top, V12. Can't go wrong with this. This car is so rare and it's so hard to get. I know so many people that typically get all the limited edition Ferraris. I couldn't even get this. I can't believe it's already on the road. I can't believe someone's driving it top down in December. Badass. I love it. So one thing I didn't notice about the Sterrato, it has Woody and Buzz falling off the back of it. Probably the only one in the world that has that. Probably the only Lambo in the world that has that. Maybe the only car. Kind of matching the spec on that A12 Comp A, and honestly even the Diablo SV, but stripeless 430 Scud, kind of low-key for a Scud even though it's still a Ferrari, but what a badass car. Looks amazing in white. You never see them just white, plain, no stripes, no nothing. I love it. So the Ford GT is parked, 4 option cars. You can see we got the stripes, the BBS wheels, red calipers, and the sound system you can tell by the speaker right here in the middle. And as you can see, also a Gen 1 Viper joined us with the 3-spoke wheels. But this R33, man, I'm not a big JDM guy, but I've driven the R33 4-door Autech before. I drove the R34 GTR a lot in this Bayside Blue, you know, Jason's cars, but Bayside Blue on the R33 looks incredible. That sounded pretty good. there goes the best looking car in the show. The Diablo SV. Balloon white, honestly, kind of looks like Ferrari Bianco Fuji, to be honest. But, ooh, wait. Okay, so everybody's kind of packing up. All the cars starting to kind of leave. Annie, what was your favorite car here today?
My favorite car was the Heritage Ford GT.
Mine was probably that Diablo SV that we just saw leave, but that's kind of it. The rest of the trip is just New York non-car stuff, so I'll see you guys next time.